Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chord Dave and this is Chord Dave Live. This is the 140th edition of such an experience. So good evening and thanks for joining me and welcome. If this is your first Chord Dave Live experience, make sure you say hello and goodbye, I guess, if you want. Technical issues, look at the head on that. So we're just going to leave that settle for a bit. Don't know what happened, wasn't really paying attention, and then that. If you are curious, it is this thing, the Erdinger Oktoberfest is still it's there. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, we'll do the old sláinte later on. It might be 10 minutes or so until that settles. Anyways, we're going to talk about guitars and music and all kinds of cool things. Until then, if YouTube lets me, yeah, I don't want to ban that person. Anyways, we're all good. Great to see you all with us. We got some stuff to talk about in this live stream, some news and some announcements and stuff. So we'll do that maybe closer to the 11 o'clock mark. So in about an hour's time, we'll talk about all the things we got to talk about. Maybe before that, if I get bored, I don't know. I doubt I will. Would never do. So let's dig into guitar stuff. Lots of guitar things happening, which is good to see. That holiday season, people, and there's also guitar companies trying to make you think that they're paying YouTubers, but instead they're sending them free stuff. So we'll talk about that as well. If you choose to, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button on this channel, by the way, because otherwise you're just not a nice person. And I'm kidding, you're probably fine. Scott Bogfoot was the first one in the chat with a cheers all. Fister Roboto, good to see you second in the chat there. Not that there's any awards for first or second, it's just good to see you guys. Richard Clark was here as well, says, my name is Ronald Reagan and I approve this video. Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. Advo's here, great to see you, Advo. Hope you're doing well. Scott says, thanks to you two, I now know how to play the Turtles theme. How? Why? Just those two? Fister says, did you actually manage to learn that in the past 5 minutes? Scott says, yes, it's A C C C C C C C C D D D D D D D D A All right, thanks, Scott. Thanks, appreciate that. If anyone, there you go, your first Chord Dave live lesson. So, there you go, good stuff. And then he's corrected himself. Richard Virginia's here, great to see you. Says, hi everyone, I've received 2 guitars this week, a Gibson Studio and an Epiphone Bonamassa 1955 Les Paul. The Studio is a bit thinner than the standard, but quite a bit lighter. To me, worth the money. Great stuff, Richard. Yeah, they did say that the new Studio, and I think it's always been the case with the Studio, tiny fraction thinner body, but still the same kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Attributes. There we go, as a standard, which I do think is true. I've always been a fan of the standard. I think it's a good guitar. The 55 Bonamassa, it's an interesting one because as Colin and I, Colin from Guitaristas and I have discussed about how having a 1955 or a 1956 Les Paul with P90s would be fantastic. And finally, Epiphone put it out. It's a bit underwhelming for me. I'm very much an aesthetic person when it comes to guitars. I think you guys know that. I want it to look nice, so I will pick it up more often. I don't particularly like the copper iridescent color, even though it's a cool color, it's a rare color, all that sort of crack. Just doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't float my boat whatsoever. So when I saw Colin's video this week, I wasn't surprised he bought one, but I was a little bit surprised that he didn't dig it as much as maybe he thought he would. So a bit disappointed with it, I think. But let us know, Richard, what you think of your 1955 Les Paul. I think it's going to be one of those love it or hate it things. People who love it are going to absolutely adore that guitar, and people who don't are going to be like, it's the worst Bonamassa signature of all time. I don't think it's the worst, to be honest with you. I think they're on the right path with it. Maybe swap out the P90s, it'll be a bit better. But who knows? Like for Gibson P90s are similar rather than the Epiphone ones. Although I found the Epiphone ones to be quite good in other guitars. So who knows? Let us know what you think of it. But Studio, I'm not surprised you're happy with. Fister says to Scott Buffett, surely you'll put a video up then. I'm playing the Turtles tune. I like that. I like that idea. Scott Bogbot says, nice, Richard. I would have gotten a JB myself, but LPs are not my fave. And I have a 56 P90 Pro, just like it, except in black. Very cool. Yeah, 56 P90 Pro, very cool. If they did that in Pelham Blue, it would be the coolest. They don't make enough guitars in Pelham Blue, is my opinion. Not Les Pauls, anyway. Richard Virginia says, the second being the Bonamassa Les Paul. This one is a real gem. A 50s neck, but not too thick. Great pups and a card case. Everyone buy this. What I like about the Bonamassa signature this year, I'm not sure if they started doing it last year or not. They may have. But you get a COA with it, and you get like the usual Epiphone stickers that they've been adding to for the last few years. So a little tiny bit of case candy, a little tiny bit. I've been screaming out for Epiphone to do a bit more of that over the last few years. But like I said, some people love it, some people will not love it as much. Colin didn't like his as much. Could be down to an individual particular instrument. But yeah, I'm glad you like it, man. That's very cool. I I wouldn't early buy one from Bonamassa's website so that I can get the meet and greets and meet him when he plays in Dublin, or not in Dublin, in Cork next year. A third date has been added, by the way, for his Rory Gallagher extravaganza. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, Fister says to Richard, so which one do you lean more towards now that you have both? It's a great question. I'd probably go with a studio, depending on. But I say again, for me, it's aesthetics. If it looks nice, I'll pick it up. But I do try to revolve which guitars I pick up from day to day, just so that they all get a bit of play, and I can keep an eye on whether they're in good playable condition or not. Scott Bogfoot says, yes, I will. I'll show off my new Jackson Warrior and play it in a video later tonight. Sounds good, Scott. We are all looking forward to it. Ryan Byrne is here. Great to see you, Ryan. Hope you are well, my friend. And Richard Virginia says, I've gigged with the studio and I may never take the standard out again. I've not gigged the 55 yet, but looking forward to it. And very sweet, man. Very sweet. Hey, listen, I think the new studios, so to speak, I think they're very good guitars. My only issue with them really is the pricing here in Ireland. And also, this is a hit and miss thing. For people, again, I wish they came in an actual hardshell case. Some people would prefer them not to come in a hardshell case, but I think it'd be better if they did. And it would make them stand apart from stuff like the Les Paul Light. Is that what they call it? The Modern Light. So yeah, I'd like to see them do that, but it's fine all around. Honestly, it's a very good guitar and very good package for the price, really. I mean, you've got to go up to $22.99 now to pick up a Les Paul Standard faded. Great guitars as well. So for the money, I think the studios are great. But in Europe here, as I've mentioned, we are paying a lot more for them. So they're not as good a deal here. Actually, here I would say just get a faded studio, because you're going to be paying similar prices for that. Closer to them anyway. Richard Clark says... a faded standard. I think I said studio. Anyway, I have a studio that I love and is as good as many of my standards. I just tore it all down this week and put black pearl plastics on it. Very cool, Richard Clark. Great to have you with us, man. Thanks for that. Ryan Burns says it's tough to get a nice Les Paul Standard now. I've bought 9 of them the past couple of years and didn't really get on with them. With any of them, they were either too heavy, unbalanced, or had unmatched tops. Yeah, all of those are valid points. To be honest, I think with a Les Paul, you really got to find that perfect one for you. Unless you're just like an uber Les Paul fan. Yeah, for me, it's very much like I've never found a Les Paul I was super comfortable with. But hopefully, I've made videos about that in the past where, I do want to have a good Les Paul in my collection. So someday. I have my eye on several at the minute, and we'll see how they go. You may see how they go, because eventually I'll make YouTube videos again. Who knows? Ryan says, going to go for used R9 or O or 0 next. I never know whether to say or O or 0. Anyways, those will be cool, I'm sure. I bought 7 Les Pauls before I discovered that I like playing Les Pauls. I'm gonna put up a poll, I think. Do you like Les Pauls? Do you like playing Les Pauls more than other guitars? All right. So that's the poll, yes or no. Just leave it running for, I don't know, 25 hours or something like that, and see how we get on. If you want to answer, we'll do a very scientific poll there. I don't want it up in front of my comments. Thank you. I think we can top up this beer now, which would be great. I know I should tilt the glass, but it's nearly, there's not a whole lot left in this bottle, so there we go. It'll look like the glass is full in a second. And then we might even get a sláinte out of it in a few minutes. Fisher says, Ryan, I just don't like the Les Pauls in general, to be fair, but anything that has a carved top for that matter. Interesting. One of the things I like about the Les Paul is the carved top. So when I play a Les Paul that doesn't have one, it feels a bit weird. Not that I'd be playing Les Pauls too often now, but you know, as an SG and Flying B fan. But Fister says, Scott, you absolutely monsoon of a man. Nice. Looking forward to the video of you shredding it out to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The next poll will be, were you a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan when you were a kid? Because I was, like everybody in the 80s, was the biggest fandom I had. Maybe you still are. Ryan says, lol, I like them, but it takes the right one. My Les Paul Supreme is great to play. It's got more of a modern tone, but still good. I may change the pickups. Pretty interesting. Richard Clark says, I'm afraid to say the studio I rebuilt was my Platinum series because some people already told me not to mess with it. The Platinum series was sweet, man. So, hey, but as your guitar, do what you want with it. And it's exactly what Ryan said. It's your guitar, do what you want with it. 100%. I agree with that 100%. It's your guitar, do what you want with it. If you ever try to move it on, I would say try to make changes that you can put back. But that's just my own personal opinion. Fister says, yeah, man, your guitar is yours to do it as you please. Never think about the resale value. It's not that important. Yeah, that's a very good point, I think. And look, different people have different opinions on it. Some people will say, oh, I buy a guitar, I want to know that it'll hold its value or it'll go up in value or whatever. When I go to buy a guitar, I want to buy it to play it and have fun with it and enjoy it. And I don't think I'm ever going to sell it when I'm buying it. So, and I know most of my guitars I probably will sell at some point, except the ones that I can't sell, you know, the ones that it's probably not ethically correct to try and sell. Those ones don't get sold. But the other ones, it's very much, I never think of the resale. And I hate seeing, I shouldn't say this, but I dislike people only buying guitars because they think the resale value is going to be high. Limited editions and so on and so forth. Buy a guitar because you like the guitar, play it, and if you decide someday to move it on, you might make a profit, you might not, you probably won't lose much money on it, so you'll be fine. That's my opinion, and I know other people have different opinions, but yeah, I absolutely agree with Fister there. You shouldn't think about the resale value, just think, are you going to love the guitar? First rant of the day out of the way. Richard says, I think it's just because there was only a few made and it's actually hand numbered, but I didn't change anything that can't be put back on. I never resell anything anyway, except a few pedals. There you go. Yeah, listen, that's exactly the way I would, if you're going to make changes to a guitar, make changes that you can reverse. Like one of my big regrets, it's not my big regret, but one of the things that I constantly feel, oh, I wish they hadn't done that, even though there's kind of cool thing in some ways, is with my Flying B. The dude, it wasn't the factory Kaler that was installed. The dude put it on aftermarket and he did it himself, and I wish he hadn't. But then when he went back to just the guitar being, you know, just having the guitar itself. Now this is an old picture, but with the brass plate here, the triangle brass plate, it looks kind of cool, and people always comment on it. And then you show them, and you're like, oh, they're like, oh, okay. Like I wish he hadn't done that. That's an irreversible change that I feel the guitar would look just. It would be just a little bit better, more collectible if it wasn't for that. But it also has an intriguing look because of it. So, but it's just a point. You can't reverse that change. It's stuck like that. You have to come up with some kind of creative thinking, like the brass plate, to make it look okay again. But there's a lot of people told me they wouldn't buy that guitar because of the brass plate and obviously what's underneath it, which is just a little bit of the wood gone, which is understandable. Absolutely. The guitar still sounds great to me, and it's wonderful. And a lot of people I've had offers made on it that I'm not accepting at the minute. So So yeah, we'll just wait until they go up to about like I don't know nine or $10,000, then I'll sell it. Mr. Romano says that's more like it. And Ryan says if I change anything, I keep the original stuff. I don't do any permanent mods. That's just me. And Ryan and I have agreed on this so many times. So yeah, I definitely agree. Scott says I think it's just strummed up, down, left, right, A, B. Right? That's how it works. Up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, A and B. I think that's it. Off the top of my head. Scott also says, I know I can strum it right, but slightly unsure if what I wrote is what I'm playing. It's fine. It's fine. You'll figure it out. It's all good. Richard Clark says, I really love single cuts too, and I'm certainly leaning towards specials and juniors lately. The next standard will probably be an older or like Ryan said, just so many guitars, so little time though. That's true, man. That is true. You know what? And this people don't always agree with this, but the mod shop putting out some pretty interesting ideas for finishes on guitars as well. I have a couple that I keep an eye on over there on the European mod collection that Gibson are doing. So worth keeping an eye on them. Some people forget that they're there every Wednesday. They put out new guitars, and some of them are pretty cool. And they're not going as fast as they used to. So definitely check them out. Anyway, look, guys, it's about 20 past 10 Irish time. We didn't do this yet today because we were waiting for the beer to settle. So it's not San Miguel in the glass, but hey, it's looking good. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, whatever you're drinking, thanks for joining us tonight. Slàinte, my friends. All right, show has officially started. Uh, Let me see. Scott says, you're in for a video now. I got a whole galloping metal intro, heavy metal intro for it now too. Oh my God. Ryan says, exactly. I'm really into strats now too. I used to hate them. Interesting. What turned you on them? Interesting results on the poll so far. Do you like playing Les Pauls more than other guitars? 30% of people, yes. 70% of people out of 23 votes say no. So there you go. Yeah, I don't. I'm not surprised. I think Les Pauls are probably the guitar that people look at and go, "Wow, that's a cool rock and roll guitar." But then when they play them, they're like, "But wait, SGs are better." That's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry. It's just a little three-chord Davism there. Richard says, "What are you writing, Scott? When is the Star Trek release?" I'm just gonna let Scott answer now. Please let it be demented as feck. All right, that sounds good. To Scott Bogfoot says Fister, and Fister also says Richard, I love double cut juniors. Got one of them Eastman double cuts. It's one of my go-to guitars. Very nice, man. Eastman make very nice guitars. Yeah, definitely. At some point, we'll need to add one to the collection. There's a lot of stuff on that list that need to be added to the collection, but I got a lot of time, so it's all good. Richard Clark says that's what I'm trying to find next. I want a vintage one. I already saved the search and reverb. Yeah, that can be dangerous, man. That can be very dangerous. Scott Bogman says, Richard, Star Trek, when I get a stunt double to shoot one scene that needs editing. I'm quite intrigued. I don't know what's going on. Scott Bogwood says, anyone new here, welcome. You'll need to subscribe and wait 1 minute before you can chat in the best chat on YouTube. And let me tell you, there's a lot of YouTubers pop in here now. You just learned it's the best chat on YouTube. Ryan Bird says double cut LPs are nice. I do. Gibson, I believe, have some Rick Beato's, the red one, which I think is the second version in stock. If you're into those double cut LPs, you can get them for about $2,000. Richard Clark says, my cats can do stunts for free. But do they look like Scott Bogfoot? That's the question. Scott Bogfoot says, my only guitars episode 15 is filmed, just waiting on the editing now. Sweet. Look forward to it, man. I look forward to it. And also says, I took a new position at work, doubled my workload, but tripled my salary, so time is not on my side now. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. But hey, that's good news. It's good news. Congratulations. But I'm basically rich now, so I can waste some money on my channel. There you go. Hey, if three times your salary, that's it. Yeah, you can do it. It's all good. Advo says 3-chord Steve. I've never been so insulted in all my life, but thank you. Richard Clark says that's awesome, except for the time part, Scott. Hope it's less physical at least. They never give more money for nothing. Yeah, that's and the chicks for free says Fister, and that song is one of my favorites for the reason that it would never be allowed to be released today. If you listen to the lyrics, it's a great song, great guitar, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's very controversial. Fister says, Ryan, I promised myself I wouldn't get a strat until I play as fluently as John Frusciante. Gives me something to work towards to. Jesus, yeah. I mean, that's some pretty lofty goals there, Fister. I mean, John Frusciante is a pretty decent player. So best of luck with it. Hope you get your strat someday soon. Richard Clark says the only reason I own a Strat is because I want Hendrix to sound like Hendrix. But we all know that will never happen. Hey, sometimes Hendrix didn't sound like Hendrix. Just trying to make you feel better. Scott says, well, Richard, I've been with the company for over 16 years. It's always the hardest worker, and always the hardest worker anyone has ever seen. Only change is now I have a warehouse and an office. Well, one thing actually I was having a conversation about this last week. The person who declares themselves the hardest worker is usually the one who does the shittest work, in my experience. But I'm sure that's not the case with you, Scott, because I know you work hard on your YouTube modding. So good man, and fair play to you. I hope you're doing well over there. 3 times the salary, man. We should talk investments. No, I'm just kidding. Fister says, Mr. Big Man, Big Chief, Scott Bugfoot. There you go. Please print that on your door. Yeah, Big Man, Big Chief, Scott Bugfoot. Ryan Byrne says, that's the same reason I got one, Richard, and now I love them. I play mostly Hendrix stuff. Very cool, man. Very cool. One of these days, I will sit down with a Strat and try to fall in love with it. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Yes, so we'll see. Ron Bird says, if you're going to work, be a hard worker, work for yourself. Indeed, that is definitely my feelings on it. And Richard says, it's a shame we don't live closer, Ryan. We are always playing the same stuff and trying to get the same guitars and amps. It would be a cool jam. Absolutely. Lots of people in this group. It would be great to be able to jam with them. But you all live so far away. I haven't seen him here today or last week, I don't think. But T is over the other side of the country for me, and I think he's the nearest. Maybe no, actually, I think someone like Vincent Doyle might be the nearest. So I think he's in Dublin. Scott Bogman says, "Oh my God, it's raining so hard here." It seems like some news. Al Adelson is here. Says greetings, and Ryan Burns says it would. I want to get one of those jam amps. There we go. I think we talked to them last week, right? At some point. William Forrest is here. Great to see you, William. I hope you're doing well. As is Nella. Great to see you, Nella. Always love seeing you in the chat, sir. Ryan Burr says, yeah, you can jam with multiple people, record it, edit it, etc. So there we go. I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, that app, what's it called? Whatever it's called. I can't remember. You guys can tell me. Nella says, Trigo Dave is never going to keep up with this chat today. I did notice it was moving quite quickly earlier. So yeah, definitely. And I'm going to stop at some point because I have to talk about some things that are upcoming. So yes, I will definitely be struggling tonight. Al says, if Dave starts reading from the beginning, he's an hour behind right from the start. I think he should start from the 10 o'clock point. Yeah, but then I'd miss all the comments that came in about other stuff. So I can't do that. That's why I opened the chat early. And the reason I opened the chat early, just in case you're wondering, is so that there will be things to talk about. You know, when I started doing it and leaving the chat open early, it was kind of selfish because I wanted to know there was people in the chat before I jumped in. And I've seen a lot of people start live streams and they just sit there because they don't know if anyone's watching. And it's awkward. So I don't have that problem because my chat's open and I can talk away for like 40 minutes usually before catching up with the live chat. So that's why I did it. That's why I started it. It does run into that problem where I don't get, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end of the chat or not. But it's all a bit of guessing for that. But yeah, I enjoy it, to be honest, catching up and trying to catch up with the stream. Bear with me 2 seconds, guys. I got to blow my nose. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, we're good. Nella says, Richard Clark, the Platinum series are cool guitars. I definitely agree. I think they're some of the coolest that I've seen. Just include something offensive in each comment until he starts, then he has to skip. Right, that is very true. Well, mostly true. Some kind of true. Sometimes I read the offensive stuff anyway. Then I get in trouble. Some of you won't notice because you're not the kind of people to do it, but every single week, almost without fail, I'll get an email and say, you said X on the live stream last night and I hate you now forever. And that person who says that is usually early in the chat the next week. And just a YouTuber talking about guitars, which means I'm just a dude talking about guitars. Don't take anything I say ever seriously or offended. Or offended? It's not a word. Or be offended by it. It's one of those things that I think is hilarious that people get upset about. Like, oh, I like blue guitars. How dare you like blue guitars? I like purple guitar. I like those too. Okay then. I seriously, every week I get at least one email or message somewhere saying, can't believe you said this. So it's funny. Anyways, rolling on. Michael Blaney's here. Great to see you, Michael. Hope you're well, man. Since I made it 2 weeks in a row. Congratulations, sir. And thank you so much for joining us. It really does mean a lot to see you guys coming back week after week after week. And even when you're gone for a while and you come back, I recognize it. Recognize the game. It's all good. Now it says for Richard, Virginia, I think the studios were always a bit thinner. How do you like the JB55? Yes, I think you're 100% right there, as far as I'm aware. It's tiny. It's like a fraction thinner. It's not that much. It's like a half an inch or something. Less, maybe a quarter of an inch. Yeah, I think it's a quarter of an inch. So there you go. We have Fister Roboto says hot chalky milk is ready. 3-Chord Dave, you can now start. I hope that message came through right just before I started. That would have been fantastic. Todd Moore says, shit, Dave isn't going to see my comments on next week's chat. Hope you're all well. I'll be listening as I prepare to cook dinner. I did see this comment before going live, so I did mention that I saw Todd's comment. Nala says, Adorama strikes again with a Gretsch Electromatic on sale, 40% off. A Gretsch G5220 Electromatic Jet in Fire Stick Red, $250 with 10 off in points. I redeemed free shipping, had to buy it. I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal, man. That is a pretty sweet deal. Yep, Thoman, if you want to do that. And of course, just weekly shout out for them. Start putting Haribo in their boxes, please. Scott Bogfoot says, who got new gear this week? I got a JS32 Jackson Warrior awesome guitar. Is that what's called, the Jackson Warrior awesome guitar? That would be sweet. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook, man. It looks very cool, even if it is one of those two colors that I would never choose myself directly, but I like it. It looks like a lot of fun. And that's why we play guitar, to have fun, right? Although, again, some of the comments I got on YouTube, I don't think people want to have fun playing guitar. Just catching up on the comments that have dumped in on top of me there. There we go. Ryan says, I'm sitting in a Costco parking lot waiting for my GF to wheel the cart out or refuse to go in there. So I stay in the car. All right, cool. I mean, I hope she came out quite soon after and you're now on your way, sir. Let me see who else we got. Grandpa Joe, great to see you, Grandpa Joe. Hope you're doing well. Says greetings, Dave, and all from beautiful day on Staten Island, New York City. Thanks, Grandpa Joe. Great to have you with us. Thank you so much for being here, as you are most weeks. Appreciate it, sir. Nella says, Ryan, go in and gnaw on a hot dog. We don't have Costco here, so presume that's a fun shopping experience, or not a fun shopping experience, one way or the other. I will probably never find out. It's a place where you buy all the bulk loads of stuff, right? That looks funny on YouTube. Derek Seguin has a great stand-up routine about Costco, says Scott Bogfoot. Michael Blaney says, well, one of their songs was Mr. Roboto. following up on a comment from something else, I guess. Ryan says the line to get through the door is huge. I make a nicer hot dog anyway. Oh man, I don't go anywhere on a Saturday because the lines and crowds and people. I hate it. DMAC is here though, so good stuff. Great to see you, DMAC. Hope you're well. And Fister says, "Oh yeah, I know that one, but that's not where I derived the name from. It's from a show called Archer. It's a show I haven't watched much of. I've seen a few episodes." Scott Bogford says, "Anyone new here, welcome. You'll have to subscribe and wait 1 minute before you can chat in the best chat on YouTube." I feel like I repeated that. But good stuff, Scott. Keeping up the mod work. I appreciate it. See, you are hardworking. Harder working mod. I mean, I haven't even seen the other mods pop in yet. I know Glenn is here, but where are the others? They're not here. That's what's going on. It's hard work controlling these people. I don't try to control them at all, by the way. Now that says, Ryan Byrne, you're lucky to find a parking spot less than a football field away from my local Costco. To be honest, I hate going there too. Monday mornings, that's when you should go to these places, guys. There's no one there. Todd Moore says, I was a roadie for Styx in the summer of 2009. Got to help set up Tommy's rig and played one of his guitars. Great guy. Fun gig. Awesome, man. Awesome stuff indeed. Let me see. We got solid blue rodeo covers, Scott says, DMAC. And now it says, Chord Dave, be sure you're proficient at speed reading today. Doing my best, man. Doing my best. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, you might see that I did post. I haven't been reading, man. I haven't been reading at all. It's been a few months. I'll be honest with you. I haven't picked up a book in a good while. It's life, man. It's been getting in the way, and taking half an hour to an hour to sit down with a book has been almost impossible. Took some time today with a book. Enjoyed it. It's good. I miss reading. So yeah, get back to it. If you want to just take some time for yourself, you don't know what to do, you don't just want to sit in front of Netflix or YouTube, just pick up a book and read however many pages. Doesn't matter if it's 2 pages or 60 in that time. You'll just naturally de-stress a little bit. That's what happens with me anyway. So got out in the car, parked up, read a book. It was a good time. Then I was late for what I had to, for stuff. It's fine. Ryan Bird says, it sucks. I have disabled permit and still can't get a space. I just park in front with the hazards on. Hey, that works, man. If anyone says anything, tell them I said it's okay. The Lamb is here, says, howdy, great stuff, The Lamb. And guys, if you're not following The Lamb's channel, I don't know what's wrong with you. Just go over there on Monday, watch his live stream. Guarantee you will have a good time. A good few of us were there last Monday from the Chord Dave community. I know Buglips was there. I know Glenn was there. I know good. I didn't write down the names, but I saw a lot of you over there. I guarantee you, The Lamb will entertain you on Monday. So go and check it out. Please, as a favor to me. So here we are. I think I'm about where this is about where I came live, or just before. Fister says, question for everyone. We all like gear and buying it from time to time, but everyone seems to be ordering everything online. Is the guitar shop falling out of favor? It's a great question, man. It's a great question. I think there are certain changes happening in the industry. I think, first of all, there's a lot of people, and more people, living in areas where there's no guitar shop, or they don't have a guitar shop that stocks anything other than cheap knockoffs. A lot of guitar shops do that. So you know, you want to buy an Epiphone or Gibson or Squier or Fender or a PRS or Gretsch or Jackson or whatever. You can't get them where a lot of people live, so you got to go online. And the online companies provide such a good service. Within a few days, you have your guitar. If you buy from Sweetwater, you get free candy. If you buy from Thoman, you get stickers. The same bloody stickers for years. But so yeah, there's that. I think there are guitar like in bigger cities, guitar stores will still do well. I would say independently rather than big brands, box stores, going forward. But yeah, it's definitely a transition time in the industry. So we'll see how it goes. I think, and even the manufacturers are trying to go more direct to customers. Like Gibson, for example, as the company I know best, they have exclusive offers or exclusive offerings on their website. So for example, they did a Les Paul standard 50s and 60s in deep purple colors. You can only buy it off their website. things like that, where you can buy exclusive finishes only through direct from the manufacturers, and things like the mod collection and even the demo shop that they do on Reverb. Things like that are changing the industry a lot because people are buying their guitars direct from the manufacturer there that way, which wasn't has is only kind of in the last few years become a more sizable amount of the sales in the market. So yeah, guitar stores, I wouldn't open one myself. I wouldn't think it's a. I think it's in danger as a business. Um, at the moment, it'll turn around and guitar stores will become cool again, but they've got to become more than just a guitar store or music store. It's got to become like a venue and a place that people can socialize and interact, and then it will be okay. Um, Maybe merge it with some other things like that coexist well, and coffee, for example. Put a tattoo shop. I saw there's a guitar shop or a tattoo shop in Vegas that sells guitars. I think it is. Things like that. Businesses need to come together, or you need to be, and it can't just be a guitar store or just a music store anymore. There it needs to be kind of a center of everything that people will go there for, and it also sells guitars. Uh, or be Norm Dre guitars, something like that. Now it says Rico Dave, did you try turning it off and on again? Yeah, I did, sir. I did. I did. As a former tech support person, that is always my go-to for everything. Um, DMAX says, I'm a guitar store person. I would be if I lived near one. Scott Bogfoot says, Fister, I only buy from my local brick and mortar. And Michael Blaney says, Fister, all I have is Guitar Center / boring. There you go. Yeah, that's true. Wayne McConnell says, "Hey Dave, great to see you, Wayne. Hope you're doing well, my friend." And Ryan says, I find much of the gear in shops is well used by the time I go to buy it. Most stuff is bought in person or private sales or in shops though." Yeah, I mean, private sales. Reverb's actually seeing a huge uptick in gear um, sales over the last 3 4 years. Like their business has multiplied and multiplied and keeps getting bigger. So it's another thing. People going back to the Reverb market, and of course you got retailers selling on Reverb. However, if you do see that a retailer is selling on Reverb, just see if they have an actual website themselves, because 9 times out of 10 they do, and you will save money because they basically add on the reverb fees, which are quite high at the minute. So yeah, if you find that it's a shop selling on Reverb, see if they have a personal website, an actual website themselves. Scott Boggs says Erdinger's one of my favorite wheat beers. I'm not sold on wheat beers. I never have been, but Erdinger, it's not bad. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't mind it at all. So it's good. Fister says, first, a disclaimer: don't care how you get your gear. Everyone has their preferences, and everyone should respect that. Just really curious. That's a good point. Hey, that's a great way to be, man. That's a great way to be. Other people are more militant than that. Richard says, I wish I had a decent brick and mortar store anywhere around here. Yeah, that is my issue as well. I mean, yeah, there isn't. So, Fister says, Michael Blaney, well, in that case, I don't have much choice, really. And Glenn Bailey says, hello, family. Finally, Glenn Bailey makes an appearance in the chat. It only took him, I mean, he probably was live, like within minutes of us going live. He's probably in there, but it's been a long time now. William Forrest says, nice head in your beer day. Not as good as John Robson's. Well, hey, I've given up trying to compete with John Robson, as you all know. Michael Blaney says 30 Mile is CME, or Chicago Music Exchange. I mean, if Chicago Music Exchange was 30 miles away, I might go to it on a regular basis. Although I'd probably be too shy to play anything in there. Ryan Byrne says, we have loads of shops here, but most of them carry the same stuff. Not many shops around with decent used sections. And DMAX says, Colin Guitaristas had a good video on the new Bonamassa Les Paul this week. Colin, as always, does good videos. So saying good video is redundant. Yeah, Colin makes some of my favorite YouTube videos. Just in general, not just guitar YouTube videos. I enjoy watching him, and his what do you call it? His opinions on a lot of guitar related stuff is the same as mine. So yeah, I dig Colin's channel a lot. Always think you should subscribe to him, and subscribe to his VHX TV channel. It's like $4 a month, $4.99 a month, something like that. You get extra content and early access to his stuff. I'm not pimping my stuff here. I'm pimping Colin's. So you should definitely go over and support him, because he does some of the best work on YouTube, in my opinion. Rob F is here, says hello, Dave, friends. I'm out shopping with the family. Not sure if I'll be back in time to catch the last part of the stream. I'll have to watch later. Best wishes to everyone. Well, thanks, Rob. Great to see you. Thanks for dropping in. If you do get to watch later, hope you're doing well, man. Let me see. Vincent Doyle is here. Who is the mystery guitar YouTube channel buying subs? Time to name and shame. Yeah, well, what your comment, I presume, is about is Steve Cassidy Guitars video this week, which was fun. I did enjoy it, walking around the park with Steve. It's look, I don't know which channel in particular Steve is talking about, or do I? But what I will say is, and we spoke about this on the live stream a few weeks ago as well here. It's more rampant than you think, and there's also a thing going on at YouTube where channels are losing subscribers, they're losing views, they're not getting as much engagement as they used to do and stuff like that, and it's turning people then onto these services where they're buying views and they're buying subscribers and stuff because they're trying to regain what they once had, and it's not working. So look, if you're a YouTuber and you want a YouTube plaque that says you got 100,000 subscribers, you can buy them on YouTube. So anyone could buy them. You don't need to be a YouTuber. I actually bookmarked this. Oh no, I didn't. It's an Xbox. I don't want to buy an Xbox. It's a retro one that has all games on it. I'm thinking of making an offer. YouTube play button. I'm going to show you this because I think it's a way better. Don't buy subscribers, buy a YouTube play button. Why not? There's 70 euros. 70 pounds, I think it is. Whatever. So if you're, I mean, I don't think there's any of the YouTubers going to watch this channel. They're all good dudes. They're not going to do it. But, oh no. I won't copy the thing. Pop it in there. No, I won't do it. God damn YouTube, you are just such a pain in the ass. Which is why I'll never have 100,000 subscribers, because I keep calling YouTube a pain in the ass. Oh, there it is. It went in twice. All right, let's try pop it in. No, it's too big. So she said. All right, I can't share the link right now, but I will just go to YouTube, search YouTube play button. You don't need me to put the link in to search YouTube. Yeah, I don't know what channel specifically Steve was talking about. If he pops in the chat, do ask him. I'm sure he will not tell you because he would get in trouble if he was wrong. But the funny thing is, it doesn't help anyone's channel. It's just an ego thing. People thinking, oh, everyone will think I have 100,000 subscribers. It'll help me get sponsors. It won't, because they look at your analytics. Sponsors want to know that you've got X amount of subscribers with X amount engaging every video for 3 months. So if you have what they want to see, if you have 100,000 subscribers, they want 30,000 videos or 30,000 views per video every, like, at least once a week for 3 months. If you don't have that, they're going to just be like, we don't want to work with you. So, but some people think, oh, if I have 100,000, I'll make a lot of money on YouTube. That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works at all. And good, because I'm sure those people pay a lot of money to get 100,000 subscribers, but yeah, don't do it. Fister says, Michael Blaney, but 30 miles isn't that far, really, is it? My two favorite shops are about 30 miles away from here, from where I live. One is a nice little mom and pop, and the other is a second-hand shop. Those are both cool, man. Both good stuff. Dave Lewis is here. Great to see you, Dave. Hope all is good, man. Fister says, yeah, I totally forgot about that. Who is it? The one I was talking about a few weeks ago, by the way, it's actually quite obvious. Actually, let me see. I haven't looked at the channel in a while. Let me see. You guys cannot see this.
What is going on, everybody?
Yeah, so the channel in question that I referred to about on the stream recently, about a month ago, hit 100,000. Maybe it was 6 weeks ago, hit 100,000. has just gotten a touch over that now. It's not what happens. You hit 100,000 organically, you hit 110,000 a couple of weeks later, because YouTube, I presume, is how it works. You get a bump when you hit that magic 100,000 mark. You get a bump when you hit a lot of milestones on YouTube. You definitely do. So I feel like I'm right about what the channel I think is doing it. A couple of channels I think is doing, but one in particular. Steve might have other ideas. I don't know. Ask him if he's there. Scott Bogfoot says my 1956, my 56 Epi Les Paul P90 Pro is awesome. Like 2018, I think. Good stuff, man. Vincent says, Fister, we need to find out by the end of this stream. I can't. Maybe I can. End of the stream. I mean, I got some news for you, which means, I don't know, maybe I can say something. I said I was going to talk about it at about 11, which is in 10 minutes, which means I'm definitely not getting to the end of the stream. The Lamb says, last P90 equipped Les Paul I bought from Gibson was microphonic and unusable with gain. Such a shame. Yeah, well, the Lamb, what I will say is sometimes Gibson's QC is not the strongest. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. Especially in the last 5 years, it's got a lot better. Anything before that, 50-50. Matt Van Bosch says, hi all, P90 Pelham Blue is a great shout. Indeed, Matt, indeed. You and I, we're on the same wavelength. Nella says, on Colin's example, I think changing the lock tone hardware with lightweight pieces would help with the sustain. It's a good shout. Yeah, not a bad shout at all. Michael Blaine says, I don't think those P90s were hot enough. There definitely was something up. They didn't sound as good as other Epiphone P90s that I've heard. And I think Colin self-deprecates a little bit when he's playing. I think his playing is quite good. Nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever. So sometimes he does say that he's not a good guitar player. I enjoy listening to him anyway, every week. And he doesn't pay me to say that or nothing. Fister Roboto says, Richard Clark, that's a shame. I'm quite lucky that two awesome shops at 30 miles away from where I live. Vincent Doyle says, maybe it's the Lamb. No, go and watch the Lamb. He's one of the guys rocking YouTube guitar space. It's definitely somebody you should watch for sure. Let me see. Ryan Nella says, maybe their measurements indicated potentially robust pups. And Ryan Byrne says, my Blues Hawk has P90s and a Veritone. Sounds amazing. Sold my P90 Special. P90 Specials, man. They're special. They're great. But yeah, it's all about what works with you and what you kind of vibe with. And I think that sounds cool. That Blues Hawk of yours. Glenn says, you'll poke your eye out with that guitar, kid. Is pointy, that's the point, yeah. DMAX says, I often picked up identical Epis and a brand really, maybe just different colors. Any brand really, maybe just different colors, and one will click with me and the other not. That's why I prefer trying in stores. That's a very, very good and underrated point, DMAC. It's very possible that you can just pick up a guitar and vibe with it and just feel like that bond. It feels like your guitar. It feels like a great guitar for you. And then there's other times you'll pick up an identical guitar and just be like, this is a piece of shit. So we always try out multiples. If you can, it's definitely good. I mean, that's why I've never had a problem with Thomann before, where I've returned guitars, be like, I just don't dig this. And then I've like bought the same thing a couple of months later, loved it. So yeah, it can come down to that. Definitely try as many as you can if you can. So if you can get into a store, it is very good. Glenn Bailey says, my only P90 guitars are Revstar, and they're not too bad, but I would like a little more kick. We'll turn it up then. Yeah, I thought you loved it though. The Revstar. I think they're interesting guitars. I don't know whether I want one. Probably. I think the pickup where we're in the 6 range, says Michael Blaney. Corey says, hey gang, hope everyone has been having a great week. I managed to pull off a successful headstock repair on a cool Hagstrom Super Swede. What a fantastic feeling guitar. Very cool looking guitar too, Corey. But yeah, thanks for sharing. I'm glad you got it successfully repaired. That's awesome. Now this says, Les Pauls do feel like a weighty chunk of lumber when playing sitting down. I mean, they're pretty cool. I think they're very sexy guitars, the Les Paul. You look at them, you have all those rock and roll dreams when you see a Les Paul. When you pick one up even. And but like 20 minutes after playing, you're like, this thing is fucking heavy. Uh, Marcia says, "Hey guys, sorry I'm tardy to the party. Huey's allergies are wicked. I may have to give him a medicated bath in case I stop talking." Um, yeah, well, glad to have you with us. I suppose you can keep your wrench for another week. Thanks for dropping in. Um, Nella says, accidentally answered yes. I prefer thinner guitar scissors in SG, but the Les Paul can really have that sound with the right pickup. And it's okay. You can accidentally answer yes and correct yourself in the comment section. It's all good. But yeah, you're 100%. I mean, Les Paul, when done right. And I think that's the case of it. I think like sometimes you got to remember there's a huge variance in weight with Les Pauls as well. So like you could pick one up and it'd be like 7.5 pounds, and you could pick up another one and it'd be nearly 12. It's a huge difference in weight, depending obviously on the era. Like a lot of 70s guitars are heavy, is that right? Or am I thinking of 80s? The Les Pauls. One of those eras has a much heavier Les Pauls than the other. And of course modern ones now. But Muddy and I were talking about Les Pauls earlier, and he was saying that 8.5 pounds is his kind of preferred weight for a Les Paul, and I do think that's a great weight for a Les Paul. Eight and a half, perfect for me. But what even better is when a Les Paul is actually an SG. Marcia says, I like all guitars. I'm not a guitarist. I mean, you are a guitarist. Ryan says, I just got an ES Les Paul. That's a great guitar. Sounds like a 335, more like a 335 than a 339 does. I have a special place in my heart for an ES Les Paul. I think they're cool. Let me see. I only like Les Paul Juniors, says Fister. Roboto. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, those are cool too. Can't argue with that. Al says, what me worry? I have 8 Les Paul style guitars. Hey, man, if they are your favorite or you just dig them, that's awesome. Graham Campbell says, I had a 90s studio that I really miss now. That thing really sang. That's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, we all have that guitar that we miss, right? That we're like, shit, I shouldn't have got rid of that one. I have 2 of them, but hey, it's fine. Marsha says, yeah, that was a good one. Right, Ryan. Never miss a pun opportunity, but that one was an intelligent one. Oh, I've missed something again. Okay, fine. Never mind. I'm reading too fast to catch these things, guys. You gotta give me a break here. I'll never sell my Rick 4003, says Michael Blaney. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Now it says, I have more Gibsons than some stores than I've bid in, but I can find that I keep my cheap Gretches and Eppies within reach so I can play them more. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I probably do too, but in fact, I know I do. I keep my Flying V, which is my most expensive guitar, probably in the room where it means I will use it the least. But my cheapest guitar, which is still my SG Special P90s, that's the one I've picked up the most over the last 5 years, since 4 years since I bought it. But good news, Benny Larson's here. Great to see you, Benny. Hope you're doing well, man. Marcia says, yo, Glenn, who's clearly a guitarist by only liking black guitars. Glenn says, in the poll, are the other guitars black? Sure, if you want, Glenn, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, they're also purple and white and whatever you want. Al says, still figuring out my Heritage H150. It has a chunky neck. The action was high and had heavy strings. Just an hour ago, I changed the E and B to 9 and 11, lowered action, and it's better. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. You see, the sent one says, evening all. For me, the Pauls are the best looking lasses, but not the best for me playing wise. You never know. One day I may find the one. I think that's the key. I think that's the key, sir. Yeah, the Les Paul, the perfect Les Paul is out there for you. It might be one you haven't considered before, but there definitely is. I think there's a middle ground out there somewhere. Fisher says, no, it's fascinating that people have quite expensive guitars, but there will always be a cheaper guitar that they love just as much or even more. That's true. It's always been the way. Yeah, if you've got a number of guitars, there's just something special about that really cheap one. That's awesome. I think my SG Special when it came out was $399, or cheaper. I have some memory that it was $329, which seems ridiculous, but I think it was. I think it was 329. Um, can I find that out just to be sure? It was either 329 or 399. Oh, that's not gonna work. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh no, what did I order from Anderton's that time? That was my order. Order confirmation from Anderton's, which is where I bought it from. It was £349 in UK money. And yeah, so probably was €399. Pretty sweet deal. And it was the 20th of January 2020, which was when NAMM was that year, because I bought it directly as the day it was announced at NAMM. Because I was like, that is the guitar I've been looking for. It's a very special guitar. Feels great, and I feel vindicated by saying Colin from Guitaristas also has talked so favorably about that guitar. It's just really good. Where are we by the way on the poll? We have 61% have said no, they don't like playing Les Pauls more than other guitars, and 39% do. 33 votes. So if you haven't voted, throw a vote in. Why not? I'll cancel the poll or end the poll in about 10 minutes. 26 likes, 29 watching, so not too bad. But if you haven't hit the like button, please make sure you do. Al says the H150 strings felt heavier than 10s, but can't be sure. All right, pretty simple. Pop your 10s back on there, and a new set of 10s would be great. I've been playing 10s. I know you guys know that I like to play Super Slinkies on most of my guitars. I've been playing 10s a lot because it was just easier to not change things on the 345. So I was like, right, I'll just throw 10s on that. And I've been getting used to playing 10s, and then going back to 9s was a bit jarring. So I just stuck with 10s then on things. So yeah, might be leaving the old Super Slinkies behind for regular Slinkies. We'll see. Robert's here. G'day, Dave, and wherever you are in the world. Thanks, Robert. Great to see you. I hope your Sunday morning is off to a sunny start, sir. Great to have you with us, as always. Benny says, glad to see you here, Marcia. Last week, I had all the people, I'd tell the people to hit the like button. Indeed, and he did a great job. Mark says, if it plays, I like it. Even a shitty guitar is still a good guitar because I can play it. Might sound bad, look bad, or hurt you, but better to have that than nada. I mean, I don't want to play a guitar that hurts me. That sounds awful. But yeah, better than nothing, I suppose. Richard says, I love that Flying V, Dave. One of the few that just really look good to me. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, it's for me, and I was talking about my Flying V to someone the other day. I think it's the best looking Flying V I've ever seen. Some people will not agree with me, and there is a nostalgia thing for me, that it's my guitar, and it's my birthday guitar pretty much, and stuff like that. I just think it's a beaut. I think it's a gorgeous guitar. I would put it against any other Flying V in the world as the most aesthetically pleasing. And if Muddy's watching, yes, even that purple one you showed me. All right, so just the way it is. I just like it more. Personal choice and all that. Michael says, I'm thinking of the Epi Tommy Iommi or save up for the Gibson SG. I mean, if you're going to buy an SG, the Tony Iommi one's pretty cool. Nella says, Rigor Dave, have you considered having it repaired and refinished? Do you think it would hurt the value much at this point? I did think about it, and I spoke to Marty about it when I got him to do some setup stuff on the guitar. I got him to change the bridge and the pickups and stuff because I was busy, really busy that time, and we spoke about it at the time. Honestly, I don't think it'd be worth doing because it wouldn't ever look right. I don't care how good luthier you are. I don't think you could make it look spot on because that type of maple, the curly maple top and everything, be very, very difficult to match. I think it looks good with the brass plate. Like I like it, and I think it's also it's a talking point. Like if you see, I gotta pop up on my screen. If you see this, you're like, what's underneath that? What's underneath the brass? I'm pressing the wrong side. what's underneath the brass plate, and you know what's going on there, and it's a story to tell, and I can do that. Also, that picture, by the way, is old. The guitar now doesn't have those pickups on it anymore. I have changed the bed sheet that it's lying on. It's not there anymore. It's totally different, and the bridge has also changed. So yeah, because it's not the it wasn't a good one. Um, I know that because I looked at it 2 days ago. The old one is in the case because why not keep it? Uh, so yeah, I like it. Who said that it's the best looking SG they ever saw in their life? I think it was Richard. Yeah, I think I would. And Nella said about finishing the refinishing it. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. I don't think it would hurt the value as such. I just think. I mean, I don't think it would add anything to it. I think it's better as it is. And it doesn't sound bad. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't affect the sound of the guitar because the guitar sounds great. So I'd be afraid of maybe doing something and it not no longer sounding great. So there we go. I got to stop here for a second. Just to say, first I'll read Scott Bogfoot's comment, which says, "Same here. That V is really cool. I think I'd fill the hole with a similar flamed piece of wood." I mean, horses for courses, as people would say. I like the story. I like the whole thing of the brass plate. It's different. No one has a flying V like that with the brass plate. So that's cool. Anyway, uh, we have some news, and I got to tell you some stuff. And I'm going to rip the band-aid off and tell you what's going on. How do I say this without sounding like I'm quitting YouTube? So I'm not quitting YouTube, essentially. As you guys know, I haven't put out a video in a good while. I have lots of plans for videos and I have lots of ideas for videos. I just haven't had any time to do it. And it's culminating a little bit now in the next week or two to the point where I won't have time to do live streams for the next few weeks. So next week and the week after, I definitely won't be able to do a live stream. After that, I will need to update you weekly. I will try my very, very, very best to be live every Saturday after that, but I can't guarantee it. The reason being, and I've told you guys this for a while now, I'm setting up a business, and the business is a location where people will be coming to us, and we will not be closing until 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. So we will be running over time a lot of times. Now, in the short term, it means I may not have time to do live streams. I will do my very best. Worst case scenario, I will change the timing and we'll do it at a time when I can be free. But for now, take it that there's 2 weeks off and then we'll just get back to normal. And then we'll just take it, play it by ear, see how it goes. I'll do my very best, as I said, to keep the schedule as normal, to be on live 10 o'clock every Saturday as normal. I may have to do stuff like go live 10:30 or go live at 11. Instead, it may mean like do a live for an hour on a Saturday instead of 90 minutes, but we'll do our best to kind of keep it as normal as we can. And I will also be trying, and I have been, I mean, it's been hectic the last number of weeks because we've been getting a space ready, been getting a lot of business things done, deals coming and going, people on the phone all the time, and it's a lot of it's been difficult, it's been stressful, it's been hard work, like 7 days a week. So I haven't been able to put the time together to do videos. Hopefully that'll calm down and I'll be able to do them a little bit. So my plan is to have videos out instead of live streams for the times I can't do them. I'm going to try and do some backup videos to put out and stuff like that. And we, it's an exciting time, but it's also a time of uncertainty where I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how YouTube's going to go in the meantime. I'm going to do my very best to get back to kind of some normal YouTube content production, but it will be hard because time is going to be tight on everything. I do want to share with you what I'm doing though, and I've said that I would give you guys this information. So what we're doing is opening a virtual reality escape business, and here in Wexford. Wexford has very little to do at night time, entertainment wise, other than go to the pub or the cinema. So we're trying to add to the local area something else to do. And this is what we're doing. So we'll be open afternoons to evenings, and you can check out the website, which I'm going to pop in there. It's escapewexford.com. Now, hopefully in time it goes super well, and I can just get back to like taking Saturday nights off and coming to be on YouTube. But the only thing you need to be aware of right now is we're not going to be live next Saturday, and we're not going to be live the Saturday after. From there, we'll see how we go. I'll do my very best to come on. Do check out the website though, see what you think, and if you're in Wexford, book in with us and come along for the crack, and we'll have a good time. And also, I guess my stalkers now will know where to find me. So Cesar, if you're popping in, make sure you book first. Thank you so much. So guys, that's it. I wanted to tell you openly that I'm going to do my best to be live when I can, but just be careful with your Saturday nights. Don't go watching other YouTubers on Saturdays who want to steal my time. Anyways, let's see what the good young Muddy H2O has to say about it. It says, it's true, folks. David has been working extremely hard getting all the poles installed in his new business location. Thanks, Muddy. I do love you. But yeah, yeah, I have been working hard on the location. There's no poles installed yet, but it's been one of those. It's been we're coming to the end of the hard work preparing the space, painting and getting all those kind of things done. It's a big space as well. A lot of work has got to go into it. So again, just to be crystal clear, I'm going to try and put videos out as soon as things settle down a little bit, but no live stream next week, no live stream the week after. So 2 weeks off live streams, and then hopefully back to live streams as normal. But as our closing time is 10 p.m., some weeks I won't make it, and I will know well before that, at least 24 hours before. So we'll be posted up if there's going to be a live stream or a change of time for the live stream or something like that. So keep an eye out. Join the Facebook group. That'll be the first place I post it. Follow me on Instagram at 3ChordDave. And follow, I don't know, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you see the community posts as well. And with that being said, I'm sure there's lots of comments about that. We've 20 minutes or so left in the show. So I'm going to try and get down to those comments, because I'm sure those will be, there might be some questions, there might be some things people want to say about it. So I'm going to jump in to those comments. Make sure, of course, that I don't miss anybody in the chat. So let's see. First of all, Marcia did say, Nella, I can't imagine it would hurt to have Dave's V repaired when it was already has some damages or issues. Actually, if it's a good restoration, it might help in a way. There's no damages technically to the guitar. Like, it's just got a big chunk out of it where they installed a caler. So it was just something else was installed. Again, I get the point. It's not for me. Nella says, money for nothing. I hate it when they beep it on the radio, omit the lyrics, beep it or omit the lyrics on the radio, or even YouTube. Yeah, it's one of those. Money for nothing. Until someone points it out, it's probably crazy when you do hear it then. Scott asking what gets censored. I don't think I can say it on YouTube. The Lamb says, anyone in South Wales fancy a jam, hit me up. There you go. And you can enjoy those jams. Well, at least the Lamb playing on his live stream on Monday, which is a lot of fun. Let's kick the like button, says Glenn. Nearly said Jen. It's weird. Cushman NYC is here. Great to see you, Cushman. Hope all's good with you, my friend. Again, just trying to roll through. So if you have a comment that you want me to read that I skip or miss or hear or don't see here, because I want to get to the comments about no live streams, do just pop it in again and put at 3ChordDave at the front, and I should be able to see it. Oh, wait, did we get there already? Oh, no, it just jumped in a load of comments as I was scrolling. Okay. So I've missed a little bit. Just want to make sure, again, dudes, that I do not miss people who are popped in. Where are we? I'm offended by the word dude. Sorry, dude. There we go. Yeah, if you're offended by the word dude, sorry, but words shouldn't hurt you. That's all I will say. I don't care who you are. Um, yeah. Anyways, Dave, would you enjoy owning and playing a Gorky Park triangle guitar? I don't think so. I don't think it would be on my list. Um, let's see what else have we got. Oh, we got another super chat from Peter Geo. Good to see you. Peter says, "Good luck with the new business. Missing you already." Thank you, man. Hopefully you won't have to miss me too much. I really appreciate that. But yeah, hopefully I will still be around. And on the flip side, get more videos out rather than live streaming. Live stream is where it's likely to take a hit, to be honest. But I haven't put out videos in ages, so maybe videos will come up more. Because as you can see, if you do check out the website, the times will allow me mornings to. Obviously, I'll have some business um, things, administration things to do and stuff. But after that, YouTube videos can be recorded one day, maybe edited the next. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, hopefully you won't miss me too much because I will be still around the YouTubes because I do have plans still for YouTube. Things I want to do and use it for, like going to NAM. Marcia says, but who here thinks Positive Grid should be released? I should have released a Spark 42 and this new PO thing together. Spark 2, if you pre-order Spark 2, wouldn't we get pissed? Been seeing some upset posts. I think with Positive Grid, you got to assume they're always going to have something else up their sleeve. That's what I have been gathering from them. Dave Lewis says, after waiting for months, finally one of the Behringer Spring Reverberation 646 should be arriving Monday. Very cool, Dave. Very cool indeed. James Everin is here. Great to see you. Hello, 3-Core Dave, my Irish brother. Great to see you, James. Hope you're well, man. Robert says, for years, religiously an LP player, but recent times, really falling in love with Strats. Never thought that, but there you go. Wow. Yeah, well, look, all I can say is SGs are better. Just my personal correct opinion. Let me see. Nala says it's rumored that a super rich guy is buying Gibson. Thoughts? So I know I said I was going to jump down to the comments about the store, or about my business. In terms of Gibson being sold, I remember this came up during the summer. There was a rumor, and I'm pretty sure now, because it all came from a YouTube channel / podcast that was only getting started. I'm pretty sure that's all that is. Again, that it's just rumor that came out of nowhere. Someone was like, "Hey, if we say this, lots of people will interact with our content," and they did, but it wasn't true. This time around, the rumor of them being bought by a super rich dude, I haven't heard that, but good if it happens and he's a guitar person and wants to make money. I think the good thing about the ownership of Gibson now is that they've put people in charge to run the company who care about guitars and who are guitarists themselves. So that's the right way to go about it in my book. And they're making strides. They are doing things well. They're not doing things perfect, but they're making improvements all the time. So I got to give them a shout out for that, even if Cesar is not my best friend. Fister says, Rico Dave, my favorite shop also doubles as a coffee bar. Good stuff, Fister. Yeah, that's what they need to do. Stuff like that. Searching for Tone says, sorry I'm late chasing the new doggo. You're all good, man. It's all good. I don't believe in people being late. I believe they just arrive when they need to. Al says, remember years ago when guitar stores were a meeting place with musicians jamming often on Saturdays? I must have caught the tail end of that because I do remember it myself, Al, popping into the guitar store. We used to go after school, me and my friends, a couple of my friends, and then we'd, I'd see all these people there Saturday mornings as well. It was a good time after football practice. So, see, Scott says, hey Sergio Down, there's no late here as long as you show up. Yeah, absolutely. It's my own personal philosophy is that you can never be late. You get there when you're supposed to be there, wherever you're going. I do always try to be 15 minutes early, but that's just me. Hopefully that's the time I'm supposed to be there. Yeah. Now Dave is going to de-wrench me for promoting other channels. Yeah, definitely. All right, let's see. I'll try and get to these comments. Um, let's see. The sent one, or your guitar shops, just keep on top of your guitars, keep them clean. And in June would be a start. Just me. Um, a lady left dust and not tuned is not happy with. Treat them nice and they'll give you their best. Yeah, man, try to rotate them as best you can. Excuse me. Glenn Bailey says Dave is so behind the chat this week from Tuesday. Yeah, that's not surprising to me. Um, I love Colin. I feel bad and yet I laugh my ass off when he drills holes through the back of a guitar or drops a blob of solder on the face of another. He reminds me of me. And that's the stuff I could do. Yeah, definitely, Colin. But this is the thing. Like a lot of YouTube channels, YouTubers would hide that sort of stuff. Colin's is here's what happened. So it's good stuff. Um, but anyways, let's see. We have another super chat from Young Muddy H2O, who, if he's not careful, I'll tell you about his new truck. I'll be posting a GoFundMe link in the Facebook group to help Dave, to help fund additional Milwaukee drill drivers and hole saw sets to help expedite Dave's project. Thanks, I guess. Yeah, I mean, thanks for the super chat. It's super kind of you. But you know, we're on $15 on the super chats tonight. I think that might do the job. Who knows? Nella says, "Who suspected of buying views?" I can't tell you. I think Steve has a different channel idea than I do. Marge says, "Yeah, you can order a YouTube plaque on eBay without even having a channel. Someone did it to compare it to the real deal, and it looked legit. $70 if you want one. Yeah, you to buy 100,000 channel subscribers to a channel will cost a lot more than $70. Let me tell you. Not that I've looked into it or done it. What was he? um, let me see. All right, I'm still trying to get to the. This is how far I wasn't away from the comments. I mean, there's only 10 minutes to go, and I can't really. Haven't seen anything yet of where I need to go, except for, of course, the wonderful super chats from the people who do the super chats. All right, I know there's going to be a lot of complaining about the no live streams because we all love hanging out on a Saturday, but let's see where those comments start. And if I see anything as I'm going through, I will stop to talk about that. Glad to know Dave changes his sheets every few weeks, at least every year or two. Uh, the new 3-chord Dave soundcheck, 2301. I mean, you know. The 3-chord Dave t-shirts are still available. I think you can find a link underneath the live stream there. He didn't change his sheets, he changed the guitars. Hey, listen. All the things got changed. I think we're here. I think we're at the comments. Someone should sell plugs for Kaylor guitars. Wouldn't help if it's all bugged up. Yeah, true, man. I mean, they should. Kaylor should do it. Should have done it originally. Like if you're gonna fuck up your guitar and you want to go back to being good again, you can just pop this in to solve it. But there you go. Searching for tone with the super chat. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it. It says, I'm buying subs. Who's buying? I think you should only, if you're buying subs, only buy them in places like Subway or other sandwich establishments. I don't know what the ones in your area are, but you definitely don't do it. Fisher says, boo. And I'm pretty sure that's the start of the comments about the no live streams next week or the week after. Drop some shorts in the meantime, 3-chord Dave, to keep up engagement. I gave up on engagement on YouTube a long time ago. You may have noticed. In terms of YouTube videos going out and stuff like that and not answering comments in comment sections, things like that don't help your channel. So yeah, and I just don't like shorts. So I'll try and put out actual videos as much as I can. Like my hopeful plan, very optimistic plan, is to put out 2 videos a week when I can't do live streams. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, it'll take time to settle and everything like that. But we'll see. Richard says, Dave, if you decide to sell that V again, let me know first. I think we can figure something out. Hey, Richard, you know what? Everything does have a price and is for sale at all times, much like Gibson itself. But yeah, the thing with that guitar is I have an emotional connection to it. I would sell it for a certain price, but I think the price is probably too high for anyone to pay for it. So there you go. anyone can make me an offer for it at any time. Use the email in the thing, but bear in mind, it's not. I'm not gonna sell it for anything reasonable. Probably. I don't think my price is unreasonable for it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, part of me wants to throw out a number now, and part of me is like, nah, because I know if I sold it, I'd miss it more than any guitar I've ever sold. Searchy Bertone says, "What the hell? This is unacceptable." I apologize, sir. I do apologize. I'll be in other live streams. I'll pop in, say hello, and stuff like that. So we'll do that. Todd Moore says, "What the flip am I going to do on a Saturday afternoon now? Guess I'll have to take more naps." That's a good option, sir. That's a good option. As I said, hopefully we're just going to miss the 2 weeks though for now, and we'll go from there. Worst case scenario, I will pop in on lives. I'll try and give as much notice as I can. I'll do a live randomly one night. And if we don't get late bookings, if nobody books the 9 p.m. slot, then I'll be here every week. So it just depends on if people book the 9 p.m. slot or not. And then there's also the possibility of me just not working the late shift. So we'll see how it goes. But it's all good. Marcia says, "Hey Dave, way to think of yourself. I want my money back." Just kidding. We love you. Thanks, Marcia. I mean, this is the 140th show, and which means it's been over 3 years of live streams. So I feel like 2 weeks out shouldn't be too bad. In other words, drop your shorts. I did that and got in trouble once, so I can't do it again. Marcia says, "Tell more. We might have to play our guitars or something." Todd think that's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. Why not? As I said, hopefully we'll just miss the 2 weeks, guys. I promise. I'm doing my best for that to be the case, but that does mean I'll have to get other people in. If the business is really successful, this will not affect the channel at all, and someone else will be working those hours, so it'll be fine. Michael Blaney says, "You have to do what you need to do." Understandable. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. And bear in mind, by the way, I have been technically unemployed for 3 months now. I left my job with Squarespace in June of 2024, expecting that the following week I would be moving quicker into this business. And what happened the next week was a catastrophic fail on behalf of I'm just going to say the real estate company. And there was a lot of shit, and it's taken a long time. We've had to have the whole shop that we're using refurbished and everything, and it's taken a long time, and it's been very stressful. So yeah, I have not had an income for 3 months, 4 months now. So I'll be very happy for money to start coming in once again. So yeah, it is essentially, as Michael Blaney says, it's what I need to do right now. Todd says, "This is my escape from reality, dude." I apologize. As I said, I will try and at least have videos out on Saturdays for the next few weeks. If all goes well, I'll have pre-recorded 5 or 6 videos in the next week or two before you really miss me. Scott says, "We'll be here whenever you are, Dave. Don't stress out about us. It'll be even better when you're back, possibly a different day or time." Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. I mean, I love this Saturday 10 p.m. time in a way, but I feel like if I give up this time slot for more than a couple of weeks, someone will take it. Someone will start streaming at this time, and I won't get you guys back. So I will do my best to be back. But as I said, my plan is to get videos up in the meantime when I can't be here. See how successful that plan is. We'll see. I'm trying. I'm going to try. Mer says, "Oh wow, a legit website." Yeah. I mean, that was one of the perks of working for Squarespace, is that I got a free website. I got 2 free websites, and they weirdly have recalled. They've made one of them not free anymore, which they shouldn't have done. But hey, it's all good. But yeah, I worked for them long enough to figure out how to make their websites. If you're planning to build a Squarespace website, don't do it using Safari. Safari and Squarespace don't work best together. Use Chrome, even if you're on a MacBook, because it works better. It's built for Chrome, basically. They don't tell you that, but it is. If you want to know other secrets about Squarespace, hit me up. Glenn says, do what you need to do. Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it. Richard says, I make them bring their own poles. That's very interesting indeed. Yeah, I mean, if that works, it works. Scott Bogman says, what did he say? He's opening a kinky VR lounge. Sorry, rain is so loud I can barely. Yes, indeed. Mar says, Dave should let us wrenches do guest spots in his place. That would be a brilliant idea to keep the channel alive. Totally wouldn't be a disaster. No. I thought about it. You saw me thinking about it, and then I said no. So that was it. But good stuff. Let me see. We've got where was I? I make them bring their own polls. There we go. Always can count on Richard Clark saying something that will stick in my mind, so I know where the comments are. Wait, what do farm animals do with poles? Oh my god. I think he said a virtual dirty girl shop. I mean, that's the expansion to the business, which will come in March of next year. I will start working the poles. People pay money to stop me from taking off clothes. There you go. Me too, if that was the case. Yeah, I mean damage per se, but you're right that it would be hard with that kind of top to get it right. Might need an AI bot to fake a design. And there's a possibility. I guess you could do that nowadays. I hadn't thought about it. What Dave really wants to say, he's planning on running away with Ryan's cute goth cousin. Didn't she get married though? That's not happening. Is Steel Panther showing up for opening night? Dude, if I could get Michael Starr's not answering my calls anymore. I don't know why. But yeah, that would be pretty sweet. If it says nude dancing, I'm pretty sure it's okay to get my pants off and break a movement. Richard Clark, if it does, then that's fine. Benny Larson says, you want to do a guest spot in Dave's Kinky VR Lounge? See, I knew you guys would instantly turn it into something. Glenn, he's totally going to install some GHs in the bathrooms too. That would be great for business. I don't know in this town if it would. It's a pretty conservative town. Anyways, Rob F says, well, first of all, Rob F says that he's here, which is good. So yeah, great to see you, Rob F. You might be just catching up on the news, which is that there is no live streams for the next couple of weeks while my business gets launched, and then we'll see how we go from there. But if you had missed it, we're catching up on those comments. We're going to end up finishing up pretty soon. Let me see. In fact, we're going to finish up right now. I'm just going to go through any comments. August RC says, hi Dave, I bought my niece the pink Taylor Swift guitar for her 11th birthday. Thanks for the tip. I was in her good graces for an hour worth. It very cool, man. Yeah, listen, I think as I said in the video I did about that guitar, it's one of the most important guitar releases because it'll get a lot of people picking up guitars, which is great. Glenn says, share Dave's website around escapewexford.com. Absolutely. If you're in the Wexford area for any time, book in with us. We need to make sure things go well because, again, need an income. There you go. Benny says, Rico Dave, good luck with your new business. Worst case scenario, you can always change your time or day of the week. Absolutely, Benny. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your wishes. And yeah, hopefully it'll all go well. And we'll also be able to keep things as regular here on a Saturday. But for the next 2 weeks, I can't. The next 2 weeks, because in 2 weeks is our launch, and next week is because my brother's birthday, so we kind of got to celebrate that. So everything else, so I would have been off next week anyway, and then the launch the following week, and then hopefully back to normal-ish on live streams. So bear in mind, 2 weeks off and come back in 3 weeks, see what's happening. Join the Facebook group, follow Instagram at 3ChordDave, and also make sure your notifications are turned on. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you see the community posts when you find out when we are back. I should know at least 24 hours before, and I will make a post to say whether I'm live or not. Dave probably thought we forgot about that. No, I've known, and I live in fear all the time that you guys will bring it up. Richard Clark says, let's con Bogface into hosting a live stream next week. I promise to round up super chats for him. Hey. Dave said buy them in Subway. Yeah, exactly. I prefer Jersey mics, says Sergio Rizzo. No, I mean, if it works, man, it works. Fister says, Dave, just get a cardboard cutout with your picture on it and place it in the chair and open a chat for us from now on. Yeah, hey, I can probably do that. That's fine. Um, there we go. All right, guys, I'm going to just run through the chat really quickly, make sure I haven't missed anyone or any important comments. Um, but I'm pretty sure that's everything. A tape recorder, we're just saying sláinte, and I love SGs from time to time. Mister, that is probably the best um, summary of what I do on this live stream that anyone's had. So I love it. Thank you, sir. You have no income yet. You make a decision to stop these lucrative streams for a few weeks. Yeah, I know it's crazy. Um, to try and address the income problem. It was like in the US, it's all the permits, inspections, having to fix the thing. Landlords just don't disclose like bad plumbing, leaky roof, etc. Yeah, it's been a nightmare getting it ready, getting it up to scratch, getting it up to code, the fire um, system that was put in and tested and all that. So everything has just been and everything has taken 20 times longer than I feel like it should have. So yeah, it's definitely been crazy. Anyway, Al says, Scott, why don't you substitute on stream while Dave's unavailable? Don't forget to watch any videos that I do put out if you don't mind. That'd be great. Ryan says, I haven't had any income in years too. There you go. Scott says, I'm not good on camera like Dave is. I don't know about good on camera, but there you go. Glenn says, see, I had a look-alike fill-in for Dave a couple of years ago just for a reason, and the idea was shot down. I even put the pic of me and the look-alike on the Facebook page. No one would have known. Not all of us beard people look the same, Glenn. That's kind of racist. So, um, so there we go. I'm just gonna throw that out there, but it's fine. I'll forgive you. All right. I think that's where we are. I think you got everyone's comments in at least once, and yeah, we're all good. Anywho's, guys, that's the news. That's everything. That's the live stream for today. Marsh is a good question. Why did Dave explain why they picked VR specifically as the new thing to do in Wexford? Like, not different type of experience. I'm just curious if other ideas were considered. It's not kind of a long answer, but I ain't got nowhere to go. So yeah, I've been looking for a business to get into. I'm um, I really started to dislike working in corporate America, which which I did in a way, because I worked for Apple and then I worked for Squarespace, going on the last 6 years or so, and I started to really hate it. The company Squarespace I was working, I wasn't having a good time. I know I can't. I think say all the negative stuff about them I want to because they would probably sue me. But I will say when my dad got sick, they were pretty shitty to me. They put me through an awful lot of shit when I requested time off and stuff like that. And I came back to work after a little bit of time off, and uh, basically they were I don't want to say the word bullying, but they were bullying me a little bit, and in a way, and being really shitty to me towards the end. And I I just felt like I didn't want to work for another company, so I investigated an awful lot of businesses, an awful lot of things that I had enough money to invest in, and I spoke to my brother a lot. One of the things I looked at doing was a coffee shop. I did look at opening a guitar shop, and a couple of mobile businesses. And then VR escape rooms kind of fell into our laps somehow, and it just appeared one day, and we went into it. And it's a really good business in terms of the projections and the plans, and it's a fun business as well. So that's why we just decided, and we looked around town and we were like, hey, there's not a whole lot to do. There is like an entertainment place where bowling and um, physical traditional escape rooms, so to speak, and uh, but it's outside town and it's not very convenient to get to unless you have a car, which not everybody does, um, especially younger folks. So I think it's a good business, and we're trying to do something positive for the town, add something new to it, something else to do, and hopefully it's going to go well. But yeah, it's one of those things I needed to get out of the business I was in, the job I was in, the career I was in. I didn't like it, and um, I was making good money, but I wasn't enjoying life as much as I should have. So yeah, it's following your dreams, and I've been thinking about making other videos, whether on Instagram or on YouTube on a different channel, about following your dreams and following your own um, ideas and trusting yourself and betting on yourself, backing yourself, giving yourself the belief. I've done crazy things in my life. People have said, you'll never be able to do it. And I've done it because I believed in myself and I backed myself and I decided it was time to do it. This is one of those things. I think it's going to be good. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. It's a great fun kind of industry, so I'm looking forward to being part of it. And as I said, Wexford's a place where there's lots to do, but a lot of it's festival based or comes and goes. It's not a constant, and this will be a constant. Anyway, that's a big long story. Um, basically, basically telling you what I'm doing. So hopefully, like, keep your fingers crossed for me, guys. Touch wood. Do touch wood. Do all the things, and look, all the way along, we picking up a guitar at the end of every day and trying to just have some fun with it. And I appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll be back with you in 2, 3 Saturdays time, but you will see some sort of videos or something like that from me in the meantime. But thanks so much for the support, guys. Thanks for your well wishes. Thanks for the super chatters. I'll miss you. I'll miss making $15 a week. But until I come back and see you again live on the next live stream, hopefully in a couple weeks' time, take care of yourselves. Don't forget, you can always reach me by email or in the Facebook group or Instagram or whatever. I'll be back with another guitar related video at some point in time. But until then, my friends, take care.